Today we have prepared for you another interesting selection of Turkish TV series that cannot be tastes and colors opens today's selection of series list. In this selection, there are series of different genres, that is, for different tastes and colors. I will be glad for the likes for mood and motivation. Opens today's selection of series. Our future is a long future. The lives of adolescents, especially those from influential and wealthy families, are filled with many complexities, emotional dilemmas, and social troubles. High school students mostly feel their own impunity, are characterized by wastefulness and reckless actions. The main events of the Turkish drama series tell about the young generation. Ahead of them awaits a variety of different difficulties, first love, losses, and numerous mistakes that can affect their future. Be sure to share in the comments that like the series and what not. A trap. In the center of events is a respected businessman named Aslan. One day, he realizes that his business is under great threat, and then he decides to enlist the help of a professional lawyer. The hero hires Umut, who had great talent. In his affairs, Umut was able to achieve great success. He is a man with great capabilities, a superior mind, and an unusual character. This is exactly the kind of self-sufficient lawyer who doesn't know what of defeat, especially since Umut was well versed in such matters. And Aslan hoped he could use him to save the business he'd spent years building. Although Umut was one of the best lawyers in Turkey, ended after the death of his beloved wife. When the hero hired Umut to solve his problems, he agreed without a second thought. The whole point is that Umut blames it as Aslan in a terrible accident, which once and for all deprived him of his happiness. He was obsessed with revenge, and that's why he agreed to work for a big company of his most sworn enemy. He aims to destroy the firm from the inside, and most importantly intends to make its owner lose his life. Another heroine of the series was a young girl named Gelecek. She is overflowing with ambition, and she is used to achieve the goals set for herself. Aslan's plans begin to change from the moment his daughter comes to him. When Umut saw this charming girl, he could not control his feelings. Also in this story will be involved and one more person, and it turned out to be a young hacker with amazing abilities named Ali. Life today. The series introduces Barış Güvener, a cheerful and patient doctor. The young man has been appointed chief physician at a clinic whose staff they are not accustomed to taking money for surgeries and elementary medical services, which should be provided free of charge. He understands the corruption that goes on here. He works in an unusual hospital, and soon encounters unscrupulous performance of direct tasks of doctors. The medical staff often ask for remuneration for operations, but according to protocols, everything should be done for free. Also, employees try to fill their pockets by false diagnoses, and accordingly, these norms of behavior do not correspond to reality. Cranberry sherbet. The series tells the story of two families. It's not a simple story, because these families are very different from each other, not only in their social status, but also in their outlook on life. Over the years, the members of these families have been accustomed to displaying their resentment and intolerance towards each other, and sometimes a real scandal has broken out, leading to conflict. Doga, a university student, and Fatih, a quiet, reserved man, fell in love with each other, and soon became newlyweds without thinking about their families' hostile histories. Parents and close relatives on both sides, having learned of the young couple's love, seem to be ready to reconcile and forget old grudges for the sake of the young couple's happiness. However, in reality, everything is complicated by different traditions and family values in these clans adheres to the opposite conservative beliefs in the approach to family traditions. No one is going to change their foundations to please the young. Fatih's family does not want to let two willful, poorly brought up from their point of view, Doga in their house, and the girl's mother is simply unable to find a place for herself from her daughter's failed marriage. The story of two families with the same truths, but different cultures. My name is Farah. The events of the series will unfold around a young woman. The heroine is forced to deal with the upbringing of her son herself. She worked as a doctor and was able to achieve great success at her professional level. Farah could not even imagine that ahead of her will be waiting for more serious challenges ahead. Her life hit a rough patch after doctors made a terrible diagnosis of her beloved son. Farah is on the verge of despair and realizes that she has nowhere to get such a large sum. But still she pulls herself together and decides to go abroad with her son for her job. After all, she needs to pay for accommodation and some money to eat. In a foreign country, it is very difficult for Farah to find a job. She gets a job as a cleaner in a cleaning company. One day, while cleaning a warehouse, she witnesses a murder. In order to save her life, Farah offers the killers to remove all traces of the murder. She was sure that this cooperation would be a one-off, but after her son is denied free treatment, she realizes that the only chance to save him is to become a mafia cleaner. Soon there is a sympathy between Farah and the mafia boss. The woman tried to overcome these feelings, and realized that this man is not a match for her.